Hi, it's Roberta from Quilt Crafters Corner. So today I'm going to do a block for you. It's called Betty's Delight. This is from Quilters Cash. This one's a little bit more complicated. It requires a template and it requires sewing on a biased edge. So I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you get those biased edges sewn correctly. So let's take a look at this. It's really quite an interesting pattern, and it also is, it's a little unique, and I've seen it done many different ways, and this is the first time I've seen it done using a template. Okay, so this is the block here, and as you can see, it's kind of got a pinwheel design to it. You know, it looks like it's spinning. So let's take this block apart and see how we can put this together. It originally starts with 4.5 inch, these are 4-inch squares. These are 4-inch squares, and what you do is you cut them on the diagonal. And that means from point to point, and you're just cutting them in half, so you have 2 half square triangles, and you'll be doing the same with the contrasting color. So there are your half square triangles. Now these are on the bias, and that's this part right here. So it's really important that we make sure that that doesn't stretch or get distorted, so that you can sew these and they pretty much stay square. Okay, so this, to start with, you need the templates. Now, she provides the templates for you. The biggest thing here is when you print these, make sure you print them, you change your printer to 100% so that this 1-inch test square is truly 1 inch. And I always check it. I always bring my ruler and check it to make sure that it is 1 inch. Because if that's not 1 inch, or if it's bigger, everything's going to be off. So that's the first thing. That's the first tip. Make sure your template is a 1-inch square. Okay, now the second thing that's really important about this is, as you can see, is that they're cut in 2 different directions. And make sure that you get 4 one way and 4 the other way. Otherwise, you're going to have them all in one direction, and it's just not going to work. So you need to make sure that you cut these correctly. And that's why I picked the purple fabric, because it's purple on both sides. I can flip it either way, and it just worked out better. That's why I chose a solid to go with this fabric. So now these go with those, and my purples go with this one. And it's just a real simple, let me get those out of the way. It's a real simple thing to do. Just make sure that your angle is going the correct way. So you need to sew like that. And see, you've got a nice 1/4 inch little dog ear hanging up there. So when you sew this, it gives you a point to start from. But I always like to start from the corner so that you can make sure that everything is squared up as far as your strip is concerned to your half square triangle. So that's really important that you do. And as you can see, I've sewn a purple one. The other thing is, make sure you press your seam to the outside strip. 1, it reduces a dog ear that you have to cut off. And 2, everything starts to nest. So much nicer. Your seams start to nest if you do this correctly. So that's that one. And then what we've got is this one will go like so, but you can see it's missing something here, and that's where this comes in. It's a little 2-inch square that's just attached there. I fold it over, and then I'll take that to the machine and sew it a scant 1/4 inch, and then press it to the long side of the fabric or to the point. And then that way things start to nest here in this, at this point here. So here is this one, and I will just take that, flip it over, nest my seams, and then take it to the machine and sew a scant 1/4 inch along here to out here. And then that piece will be done. So this is what the piece looks like. You've got this piece, and then you will have this piece. It will be exactly opposite. So that makes your square. But this one isn't put together this way. This one is put together like this, so that you're dealing in wedges. And this is where that bias can start to become a little tricky. So my tip for that is starch. Now, whether you use grocery store spray starch, which I do use, and I use this when I have some fabric that's really distorted and it needs to be restretched or straightened out. I do not like to use this long term because it attracts bugs. So once I would be done with this, I would wash this, get the quilt done, wash it quickly, get this out of it, because otherwise it attracts bugs, and you don't want to attract bugs to something you just spent a whole lot of time on. The other thing that I use, and I use this probably more often than not, is what I like to call cheap vodka and water. So don't invest in anything expensive. Cheap vodka. The cheaper, the better. 1 cup vodka, 3 cups water, and it works great. It doesn't leave a residue. It does not stain. It just goes on nicely. I press, I get a nice crisp seam, and this one's been done, and this has been done. So I know that this isn't going to stretch. It's not going to move. So those are the 3 tips that I have for you on putting this block together. And this is the block, this is the wedge that I was talking about. And see, this one will go like that. And there, oh wait, no. It goes like this. Let me turn it around. See, this is where it gets put it the right way. This is where it gets a little tricky. You got to put these together just right. And so this is half the square, and then the other 2 quadrants are over here. So that's today's block. It's called Betty's Delight. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. And I've got a project that I've been working on that I want to share with you. So everybody have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.